Thanks, Hans, very much, and thank you also for your amazing sponsorship of this event. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tietjen, delighted to host this first plenary session of our Responsible Business Convention 2012. Stephen mentioned that things are quite tough out there for business at the moment. There's a lot of question marks about what is the role of business. Is it a force for good? Business leadership is under the microscope. And of course, as pace increases and as resources get more scarce, populations rise, the demands on society become even greater. So there are lots of concerns about what the future operating models are going to look like in about 20, 30 years' time, and how are businesses and communities going to adjust and survive in the world of tomorrow. Therefore, no surprises that our three themes for this morning's session are about how do you create sustainable growth for the long term, what does it mean for today's business leaders with a market and media obsessed with the here and now, and what's our panel's vision of their business's sustainable future. Now, can I ask our panel to come up, please? That would be great. As they come to the stage, I'll just say a few words about them, if I may. You've got your seat names here, guys, if you look. Thank you very much. Richard, you're here. Richard, you're here. Okay, found everybody. Okay. We've gone for size this morning, ladies and gentlemen. That's no reflection on you personally, panel, but we've gone for the big. The very large investment bank, or one of them, Goldman Sachs, hotel group, IHG, quick service restaurants, McDonald's, who's also an Olympic sponsor, as are IHG, largest retailer in the world, Asda Walmart, and, of course, a small but perfectly formed social enterprise, but is also one of the world's largest users of recycled fire hoses. And that's a very interesting business called Elvis and Cressa. Why these companies? Because they're all on transformational journeys. Now, we're also joined by a man down there already taking notes, going to mark my scorecard, I'm sure, Tony Juniper, known, I'm sure, to nearly everybody in the room. Tremendous record as an environmental campaigner, Friends of the Earth. You may not know that he started off as an ornithologist, wrote a book and helped to rescue the Spix macaw, and even wrote a book about it. Is that right, Tony? Along with other books on more erudite issues, dare I say. He's a special advisor, and you have to say this slowly, otherwise it's a tongue twister, the Princess Charities International Sustainability Unit. I'm glad it's breakfast time, not post-dinner. And he's a founder member of the Robertsbridge Group. Our speakers share other things in common. Don't groan, ladies and gentlemen. Many of them have financial backgrounds. Most of them seem to be very keen on sport or play sport. Maybe this is a common coefficient of being a successful leader. And a number of them share Commonwealth origins or work experience. Not bad for a Diamond Jubilee year. And it's work experience in terms of Brian as a Commonwealth engagement, I believe. He did press grapes in an Aussie winery at one stage and nearly opted for the life there as opposed to returning to the UK. Now, to business. How we're going to play this session? We're going to hear from our corporate speakers first. I'm going to try and keep them to 5 minutes. I should be fierce. We're going to take questions from the floor. There are little question forms on your tables, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to ask you to fill them in. People will come and collect them if you wave them around, because we want to process as many questions as we possibly can. We'll have a debate round the table here, the panel on your points, and then I'm going to ask Tony Juniper to summarize, please.